What is going on? Peace and blessings, Flex Zone family. It's God's favorite host, the host with the moist, the host of the Flex Zone podcast here on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below. Let me know what you think is next for the Baltimore Ravens following the 2022 NFL Draft. Back again with another video here today. Appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. We all know the draft has come and gone. It's already been a week. Crazy as that sounds, a quick, fast paced week, but a happy week for the Ravensflock and Ravens Nation as I did on my draft grade video, which you can check out down below and link to the end of this video. I gave the Ravens an A plus, much like a lot of pundits, a lot of analysts, a lot of people in the know that cover and follow the team and do things such as this. Were very, very, very supportive and praising of the Baltimore Ravens and their 2022 NFL draft class, myself included. As I said, if you want more in-depth coverage of that, I gave them an A plus plus two pluses because they did amazing to me, getting three out of the top 30 prospects, 25 prospects, depending on who you ask. Three guys who can come in and start. Obviously, Ajabo's injured, but he will still be a big contributor and possibly the best part of this draft class. I'm here today to talk about what the Ravens need to do next and what's next for the Ravens following the 2022 NFL Draft. This upcoming weekend, there will be a rookie minicamp at One Winning Drive, a rookie minicamp, so you'll get a chance to look at pretty much all of the rookies outside of David Ajabo, probably just due to the injury. He'll probably be there taking questions. You'll probably see him in the building, walking around, get a look at just his measurables in real life if you haven't seen him up close and personal. But you'll get to see the guys and the likes of Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, amongst others, the two tight ends they drafted of Kohler and likely probably Beatty, Falele, the big, massive offensive lineman, heaviest guy in the NFL. You'll get a look at him as well. Probably Jalen Amore Davis as well. And the Ravens, man, they have this rookie minicamp. It'll be intriguing to see what happens this weekend with them. I think only good things you can say about what's going to happen this weekend. Obviously, they're not in pads. It'll be probably just 7-on-7. You'll see them work out, do some individual things, and it'll be a glorified another pro day type of vibe. And I think it'll be good for the Baltimore Ravens to have them in the building, get a look at them, and see what they have what they drafted in real life after working them out. And now from the rookie minicamp to the OTAs in the next month, what they need to do better, what they need to work on, what they need to do with their bodies, with their training regimens, what type of shape do they need to be in? Do they need to learn certain things about the NFL lifestyle on and off the field? They'll have time to adjust to that and be exposed to that this weekend. Now, when it comes to adding pieces to this roster, I think the Baltimore Ravens need to do primarily two things potentially. And I haven't heard this a lot, but I still think number one is still to address and add to the pass rush room of defensive line and outside linebacker. I say that because Tyus Bowser is coming off an injury. I don't know if he'll be ready for week one. David Ajabo, second round pick at 45, he's not going to be playing probably the earliest until December with the Achilles. Adafe Owe has shoulder surgery. We don't know when he'll be back. If he is ready for the regular season, when will he be 100%? We don't know. So basically, that leaves you with who? Calais Campbell and whom else to rush the passer? I mean, who's rushing the passer? Michael Pierce, Travis Jones. I forgot to mention him. We'll get a look at Travis Jones out of UConn, the fourth round pick. The third round pick, excuse me. We'll see what he can bring to the table. But is he coming in rushing the passer, giving you double digit sacks? Probably not. So I think the Ravens still need to address the pass rush room. And we've heard Justin Houston being mentioned as a guy who probably would be a candidate to come back at a reduced rate after June. And I'm cool with Justin Houston, but I think there's a guy out there by the name of Jerry Hughes that the Ravens should desperately look into, especially as we head into June, where those comp picks, which you know the Ravens love having, won't be affected. Get a guy like Jerry Hughes, put him on your defensive line. He can stand up, he can put his hand in the dirt. He's pretty solid against the run. And I think for 1, maybe 2 year deal, if you want to be friendly against the cap, you could get a decent deal with Jerry Hughes. He can come and start for you. Yes, he is a veteran. Yes, he's been in the league for a little bit, but I think he could still come in and be potentially the best pass rusher we have. A veteran presence, a guy like Owe can learn from, as well as Ajabo, along with Calais Campbell. I think pass rush is still a need for this team because Ajabo's hurt, always banged up, as well as Bowser. I think go get a guy like Jerry Hughes, worst case Justin Houston, to solidify that and give you more depth at the pass rush premium. My second thing, I only got two things for you. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the wide receiver position. It looks like with the Ravens drafting two tight ends, they're going back to that 2019 Greg Roman, which he was the coordinator of the year type of offense with two tight ends, 12 personnel, running that football with J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Beatty. We'll see maybe Justice Hill throwing to the tight end, using play action, using a lot of that RPO style, throwing the ball to Bateman in between the numbers with Andrews, using Duvernay and Prochet and Wallace, hopefully in spurts more than we've seen with the jet sweeps and maybe pitches and tosses out of the backfield screen passes. But I think we still need to address wide receiver, and obviously they love to go the veteran route. We've heard Julio Jones, we've heard Jarvis Landry. It's just going to be tough to recruit a receiver after what Hollywood Brown said the past couple of years. He said the past 2 years he felt like the system was not predicated on his strengths. They didn't take deep shots. It was basically a basic offense. We've heard Steve Smith and others criticize the Ravens offensive coordinator and their offensive play calls, rightfully so, and Greg Roman. With a lot of Ravens Nation, let me know, thinks he should be fired. I said, if he's going to come and play this year, this is his last year, make or break. Other than that, you got to go. If you want to give him the excuse of the injuries and he didn't have all his horses in the barn to go to war with, I'm cool with that. All those horses in the stable as a Preakness approaches, I'm cool with that. In the Kentucky Derby, I'm cool with that. Give him this year. Let's see what he can do. Give him the pieces he needs, which they did through the draft and through having some of the pieces they've had last year. Go back to that 2019 style. Let Lamar do what he did best. Use his legs, use his arm, and let him be the 2019 Ferrari, which won the unanimous MVP. Now, when it comes to veteran wide receivers, guys like Jarvis Landry and Julio Jones are at the top of the list. Odell Beckham, even maybe. I don't think Odell is going to the Ravens. I think he'll stay with the Rams if he does play this year, which I think could be up in the air with his ACL. But I could see, I think he's a West Coast guy anyway. I could see Jarvis Landry, a good possession receiver, good in the red zone, can catch the football with his hands, can block very well, which we need receivers to do in this scheme. And Julio Jones. Julio Jones is an injury risk. We don't need guys with the big injury risk. I know Julio Jones' upside and potential is great, and the name value alone brings hype to Raven Nation. But I think Julio Jones needs to be with a veteran team that's going to throw first, maybe like a Green Bay, potentially Kansas City. I don't know. Maybe even Pittsburgh might take a run on him. I don't think so, but I think Julio Jones will get a job. But I think Julio Jones should be second. I think Jarvis Landry should be first. Obviously, he's want to get paid, but I think you give him a 1 2 year deal, let him come in, mentor his wide receiver room, play the ability to play the slot, play inside, play outside, play big in the red zone, block effectively for this Greg Roman offense would pay dividends because I think the Ravens still need one more receiver as they're going to be going with a bunch of younger guys on a smaller end with Duvernay, Wallace, Prochet, Bateman, and Andrews really being their biggest targets. But you get Cooler and likely, though they will be utilized in the red zone, utilized as receivers, utilized as tight ends, moved around and thrown the ball with their athletic ability and ability to catch the football like wide receivers. So let me know, guys, what you think the Ravens need to do. Obviously, the rookie minicamp, I'm looking for everybody, one, to stay healthy, see how they look with shorts on, what do they bring to the table, how are they adjusting to the NFL life, and what can they improve on, and what will we see as we head into OTAs, mini camps, and training camp in the next few months. And with pass rush, go get a Jerry Hughes, potentially worst case Justin Houston, add more depth, get some guys that are going to be able to contribute as we wait for the Bowsers and Ajabos and Oways if they are banged up, if we know Ajabo and Bowser are Oway yet to be determined. I know you might say offensive line, but I think offensive line we're good right now with Morgan Moses, Juwan James getting Linderbaum, having Ben Cleveland, having Ronnie Stanley potentially being healthy. Everybody thinks he will be. I won't bank on it, but still having Juwan James, Morgan Moses, Falele, you drafted as well, Tyree Phillips, and of course Pat McCarry, who you just gave a contract to as well, who can come and play left tackle, guard, right tackle, center if need be as well. One of the most versatile offensive linemen in the league. Don't want him starting every game at left tackle, but if he needs to for a few games, I'm cool with it as well. And I'm intrigued to see what Jawan James brings to the table as well. Comment down below on this video. Let me know what you think about the Baltimore and this draft class, the draft minicamp coming up this weekend. Are you going to be looking forward to hearing reports? I may do a report about it. What do you want to hear from or see from these rookies? Do you think we need to add another pass rusher? Do we need to bring back Justin Houston? Do we need to add a Jerry Hughes? Receiver wise, you want Jarvis Landry, you want Julio Jones. Both big names. I think both could come in and make an impact. But I'm going with Jarvis Landry. He'll be healthy. He'll play most games. He'll give you everything he has. He plays hard. He catches the football in traffic. Give Lamar that big target he's looking for and ability to make plays on third down and in the red zone and a great blocker. So let me know your thoughts down below. Greg Roman, it looks like he's going back to that 2019 Ravens offense, which was the number one scoring offense, and Lamar led the NFL and passing touchdowns. Don't forget that one as well. You were unanimous MVP. I'm God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, BKD here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Make sure to like this video, supports the channel, helps us out a great deal as well. Hashtag the Flex Zone One. You're gonna tick it down below, gives you all the information on how to donate via Cash App, the Flex Zone One, at the Flex Zone One on all social media platforms. The only place giving you your sports, how you want it when you need it. God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, BKD, here again with another Ravens video. Let me know what you think is next for the Baltimore Ravens following the 2022 NFL Draft. Stay tuned to the Flex Zone Podcast. More videos, more content coming your way. And until next time, peace and blessings, Flex Zone family. I'm gone. Let me know if you like the new background, by the way, too. Something different. Just trying it out. But let me know, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you guys.